Hey guys, it's LEGO Boys E3. Today I'm going to show you my fully magnetic X-Man Square-1. This Square-1 is magnetic. Now I've seen a lot of people making magnetic Square-1s in the past. Basically what they do is they get 4 strong magnets, they put one here, 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 just on the slice layer so that when you turn it like this, it'll match up together and it will snap into place. Now that works fine with the Chi Square-1. I actually have done it in my Chi Square-1 and it works okay. It's not very strong, but it works and it's noticeable. But in this X-Man Square-1, there's actually not enough room in the pieces to fit those magnets in there. And there's also another problem that even won't work like that on the Chi Square-1. So yeah, you can have nice slice moves like this, but what you can't do if you just have those 4 magnets in there is have nice magnetic moves when you're doing turns on the opposite layers like this. So you can tell that in this Square-1, every single possible turn that you could possibly ever have will have a nice little click. I used to find the X-Man Square-1 very uncontrollable. It locked up quite a bit and caught, but with these magnets, it doesn't really catch much at all anymore. Now because of that, I would say that this is probably one of the most beneficial magnet mods that I have made. It just makes it so much more stable, which is what this cube really needed. But you may ask, how did I do it? How did I get it so every single time I do a turn like this, or every single slice move, no matter what I do, happens to be magnetic even without that room inside those pieces? Well, instead of using 4 magnets, I used 68 of them. Now, how exactly did I do it? Well, let's take it apart. Then you can see all the magnets that I've put in here. So basically in each one of these small pieces there are 3 magnets, and in the bigger pieces there are 4 magnets. So you can see right here that in between each piece we have a magnet or a pair of magnets. So there's one on each side, each opposite side at the top of every single piece. And also for each 1/12 rotation, so here, 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 etc., we have 1 magnet. So there's 1 there, 2 in these bigger pieces, and just 1 in these smaller pieces all the way around. So that makes it so that every 1/12 rotation, so every single slice move that you can do like this, we get it to snap into place. There, 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 there. And so the way that these ones work is pretty obvious. Basically, you just have the exact same polarity on each one of the magnets. So they each attract to these magnets down here inside the slice layer. I could actually only fit 6 of them. There's also an additional 6 or 3 on each side over here. So basically you have these 12 magnets around here, and on one side we have 6 magnets, 3 over here and 3 over here, that they attract to. So these magnets and these ones, the 3 in the front and the back, are never really attracting to anything until you get them to go over to here. And so you can see that this is the basic cubic shape. We have the magnets attracting there, there, and there. We turn it once, they're attracting there, there, and there, twice, and just every single time you go around, it just works perfectly like that. And the main magnets that I'm using around here on this bottom row are 3mm by 1.5mm N42 magnets, which are slightly weaker than these other magnets, which I actually have attached to each one of them on the slice layer. So these are just making it a little bit stronger because I noticed it wasn't very strong when I was turning it like this. So I just added a couple extra ones on top of those magnets to make it a little bit stronger. It's kind of adjustable if you want it to be more or less strong. These are 4x2 N35 magnets, and they're actually the same magnets that I used at the top here, which, like I said earlier, there's a pair of them in between each pair of pieces. And so what that does is that every time you turn it like this, it makes it snap into place. But the polarity of these ones actually works a little bit differently than like a 3x3. If you had a magnetic 3x3, basically you would always have a corner and an edge next to each other, so the magnets will always stick and the polarity will always be correct. On this one, you don't have particularly one of these pieces or one of these pieces next to each other. You could have 2 pieces like this next to each other, or 2 pieces like this. And so instead of having the same polarity on both sides of an edge piece, because they both attach to a corner piece that could be attached to either side of the edge piece, instead on this one we actually have rotational symmetry. So basically how that works is the left side of a piece will always be attached to the right side of the piece. So as long as the polarity of this side of the magnet is different than this side, and that's the same for every single one of these pieces all the way around here, they will always attract to each other when they're next to each other. And also, if you were wondering about the process of putting these magnets inside the cube, it's pretty simple. It's basically the exact same thing as any other magnetic cube. You put a magnet on 2 pieces, you glue them in, and then you move it around to a piece that's unmagnetized, you glue that magnet in. You do it with another piece, you glue that in, and you basically just base every single piece off of another piece. And as long as you're precise in the way that you do it, once you get to the end, everything will end up all lined up perfectly, everything will end up symmetrical, and the polarities will all be perfect, as long as you base each piece off of the previous one. So now that I've got this cube back together, would I actually recommend doing this mod? Well, if you really want a magnetic Square-1, that's really the only way that you can get one. And if you've done lots of other mods in the past with magnets like 3x3, 2x2, 4x4, things like that I've done in the past, then I guess you could probably figure it out yourself. I'm not going to make a tutorial because it's very, very complicated. It's also very hard to get this cube in particular apart. I don't believe this mod is even possible on the original Chi Square-1, and pretty much all these pieces, especially these little edge pieces in the middle, are all super glued on this X-Man, so they are very difficult to pry off, and I broke a lot of them in the process. But personally, I am really glad I did it. Like I was talking about earlier, this is pretty much the best Square-1 that I could ever imagine now, and I'm really glad I was able to show you that a mod like this is possible. Even putting magnets inside of these opposite layers like this, which is something I've never seen anyone do. If you have actually seen someone do it, then go ahead and tell me, because I want to know if someone's done this before me or if I was actually the first to do it. But yeah, it's a pretty cool mod. I really like it. That's just about it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!